In this lesson, we're going to look at solving percent proportion problems. Example 1, how do I apply the percent proportion? You might remember from last year that we use this percent proportion as one way of solving percents. We have the part all over the whole is equal to the p all over 100. And a lot of times in the expression, you'll hear the word is, and then the whole is the out of. So for example, if you had 11 is out of 12, that would be 11 all over 12. And then the p represents the percent. All right, so solve using the percent proportion. So for number 1, we have what percent of 25 is 17. So I'm going to start by making a proportion here. And I always put the 100, and then we're going to look for, it says what percent. So it means that we don't have the percent, and then that's the part that we're going to be solving for. So what percent of 25 is 17? So the out of is 25, and the is, so we have 17 out of 25 is equal to what percent? And then remember, we will take this and we will be cross multiplying. So I'm going to multiply 17 times 100, and then I will divide that by 25, and that's going to give us 68. And because we just solved a percentage, we're going to have to make sure that we have the 68%. Number 2, what number is 30% of 90? Again, we're going to start with our proportion and our 100. And in this case, we're given the percentage, so I'm going to start by putting that all over the 100. And then I have the of, out of 90. So we know that that's going to be our bottom number. So what we're looking for is that part. So I'm going to cross multiply my 90 times my 30, and then I'm going to divide by 100. Or you can write that out the long way, 100x is equal to 2700. And then remember, you're going to divide. And so x is going to be equal to 27. So 27 out of 90 is equal to 30%. All right, our last one here, we have 7 is 28% of what number? So we're looking for, we have our percentage, and that's going to go all over 100. And 7 is of what number? So we know that that's our part. Our of what number? We don't have that. So that's the part we're going to be looking for. So again, we're going to cross multiply and then divide. So I have 28x is equal to 700. And then we divide by 28. And x is going to be equal to 25. So we know that 7 out of 25 would be equal to then 28%. All right, number 4, it says the circle graph shows the results of a radio survey in which 250 listeners were asked to rate the song. It says how many of the listeners who participated in the survey are tired of the song. So let's go ahead and take a look. We have tired of the song, which is 36%. So what we know is that we have our percentage, which is 36%. And then it said that out of 250 listeners, so that's the total number of listeners that were asked to rate the song. So we'll have 250 down here, and so we're solving for that part. So let's cross multiply, and then we'll divide. So we'll take 100x is equal to then 36 times 250, and we have 9,000, and then let's divide by our 100, and x would then be equal to, it would be equal to 90. So what we know is that 90 people are tired of listening to the song. All right, letter B, it says how many of the listeners who participated in this survey loved the song? So if you come over here, we have 14%. So again, that 14 is going to go all over 100. We'll have 250 total listeners, and then we're going to solve. So we're going to cross multiply and we're going to divide. So you'll have 100 X is equal to 3,500. And then we divide by 100 again. And so we should have 35. So we have 35 people or listeners loved the song. All right, example number 2, how do I find the percent of change? So this again you had learned last year. Remember, the percent of change is the change, how much did it go up or down, all over the original amount, and then we're going to turn that into a percentage. So this change is how much did it go up or down. All right, and then the original, and then again that P is going to be our percent. So it says find the percent of change, then state whether the percent of change is a percent of increase or decrease. So for letter A, we have the population of the school went from 840 to 900. So we know that it's going to be an increase because it went up. And if I take then 900 minus 840, so it went up by 60. Now the original amount was 840, so I'm going to put it all over 840, and then I'm going to turn that to a percentage. So I'll take 60 times 100, and then I'm going to divide that by 840. And I will end up with a decimal. I have 7.14, so let's just, and it went on further, but so we'll just round this to 7.14%. And again, that is an increase. All right, so for letter B, it says you pay $50 for an item that usually costs $75. All right, so we have to go the change, so we're just going to take 75 minus 50, and we know that it's 25 would have been the original amount, or it would have been the change. Now, we have to talk about here, it says it usually costs $75, and so it was on sale, but it usually costs $75, so that's the original amount. And now let's find out how much we saved then by paying $50. So again, we're going to multiply 75p, and so we'll take 25 times 100, and then we're going to divide by 75. All right, in example number 3, we're going to be looking at how to find markup and discount. Remember that we have wholesale price, we've got the markup, we've got the retail price, and then we have the discount. All right, so the wholesale price is the price the stores pay for the item. Our markup is the amount that stores mark it up in order to sell it for. So it's a percent. Add to items. And then that retail price is the price people pay. They sell the items. And then sometimes stores will go and they will give a discount. So this would be like a savings on sale. All right, so number 1, a shirt has a wholesale price of $16. So that means that the store is paying $16 for the price. The percent of markup is 120%. What is the retail price? So how much is the store then going to pay for it? So the first thing you want to know is what is 120% of $16? So let's write that as a proportion. 120 all over 100, and our original price is $16, so we want to know what is 120% of 16. So we'll cross multiply and then we'll divide. All right, and we get 19.2. And since we're talking about money, we're going to write this with the $19.20. Now, this is the amount of the markup. So you have to take that markup and we have to add it back to the $16. So we're going to then add the original $16 that the store paid for, and then that's going to become our retail price. So I'll take the $19.20 plus the 16, and so the stores are going to pay the item, or they're going to put the item up for sale or charge people $35.20. Now, the $19.20, that is the amount of profit that the store is going to make on the item. The $16 is how much they paid for it, and so then that's how we got the $35.20. All right, a movie cost $18 before tax. Sales tax is 4.5%. What is the total cost? So we need to know what is 4.5% of 18. So let's start there. All right, and then my 18. So we'll cross multiply and we'll divide. All right, so X is equal to 81 cents. So this is the amount of tax. So this is our tax. Now tax is something that is added on to your total. So you'd pay the $18 plus you're going to pay the 81 cents tax, and that is how much you're going to then end up paying in the end. So you'd end up paying, our total cost is $18.81. All right, number 3. The regular price for a beach towel is $25. They are on sale for 30%. Find the sale price. All right, so we want to know what is 30% of 25, so we'll start there. 30 all over 100. Now, some of you might set this up as an equation. We're setting all these up as a proportion, but you certainly, if you have a different way that you solve these, by all means, you can try it that way. So we're going to cross multiply and divide in order to get the 30%, and we will end up with $7.50. So now, that means that we didn't pay for the $7.50. That's our savings. So if the towel was originally $25, we're going to subtract the $7.50, and that is going to give us that sale price, the amount that you're going to pay. So 25 minus 7.5. And so you'll end up paying $17.50 for that beach towel. All right, number 4, it says that the food bill is $37 and you leave a 20% tip. What is the total cost? So again, we want to know what is 20% of 37. So our 37 on the bottom here, we want to know that part. All right, so when we took 37 times 20 and divided by 100, we got $7.40. And now, because this is a tip, this is something that you're going to pay in addition to your $37. So you pay your $37 for your bill, plus you'll pay your $7.40 for the tip. And so then your total cost, so your total bill then will end up being $44.40. So in this lesson, we took a look at how to find the percent proportion. We looked at how to find the percent of change, and we also looked at how to apply percentages for sale items, for markups and discounts.